because so many people do not feel seen and heard. And it's really difficult. So you can be around tons of people, but if you're not feeling seen and heard, if you're being dismissed or ignored or talked all over, there's that real empty feeling like I don't exist. I mean, no one really, doesn't matter if I'm here or not. No one's even caring about my opinion or not. It is an incredibly painful feeling. And I can't tell you on how many retreats I have led where this comes up again and again. It can be with someone's partner, it can be at work or a group of friends. And the pain of not being acknowledged is real. Again, as humans, we are social creatures. And to not feel, to have another human being there or right across from us and disregarding us, talking over us, dismissing our ideas, is just incredibly painful to us. Like, it feels real. And this is where, the focus on the talk was on giving our attention to others, like acknowledging how many people feel this pain. And our focus yesterday was the kindness of giving our attention to other beings. Like, what a beautiful gift. It costs us nothing. And to give that gift of people, to listen more and to speak less, right? To give that gift. But when it's happening to us, right? Again, here I'm going to say self-compassion, right? We've got to find a way to be with it, right? Because we can't change the world. We can't change everyone else. We can only change our relationship to what's happening. And the more that we're able to be there with ourselves and comfort ourselves, like, oh, sweetheart, that really hurt. It did hurt. Acknowledge it. It hurt, right? Maybe reach out to a friend. Like, man, I'm feeling just really hurt. I was having this conversation, and it was so painful. I could tell they weren't listening to me. They were looking over my shoulder. They were on their phone. It was so painful. Maybe reach out to a friend. Someone that is going to say, oh, God, man, that's tough. That sucks. Like, yeah, it sucked. It was a really painful conversation, So someone that's now listening to you, right? And so now you're getting that connection again, because we want to come back into that connection. That's what we want to come back into, that feeling. The reason people don't give us their attention, and that we do it as well, right, is because we're lost in our story. We're lost in our own fears and desires and worries, and our stories feel so important. And so it's hard to be focused on someone else when we're so wrapped up in ourselves. And again, most of the world is walking around that way, wrapped up in their own story. And so, not to judge the other person, not to think negative thoughts about them, but to just recognize, like, wow, I don't want to do that to anyone else. I should be more mindful and aware as well. I don't want anyone else to feel like this, ever. So I'm going to really make sure when I'm with someone else that I am giving them my attention. I'm looking them in the eye. I'm listening. I'm waiting until they're done talking and thinking about it before I respond, right? So that they really know I'm here for them. And it's much, much more enjoyable conversations for us too. There's so much pressure in conversations when we're lost in our story of how am I looking? Do I look smart? Do I look clever? Like, oh, it's painful, right? So instead, like, allowing, just like, I don't have to worry about how I look. I'm just going to focus on them.